Ryan Garcia dropped a bombshell after his loss to Rolly Romero, admitting he wasn't mentally ready to fight and was pressured into the ring by his team. "I tried to fight through it, but found myself very off after the year layoff," he revealed. Garcia hinted at possible early retirement and opened up about his struggles during his time away from boxing, calling the past year extremely tough. Despite feeling clearer now, he suggested the decision to return wasn't fully his. "I'm extremely disappointed," he said, implying he stepped into the ring despite knowing deep down he shouldn't have.
Just found myself very off after the year layoff. That whole year, it was a lot for me mentally, as you guys know. So the fact that I got here is, and I'm in the position I am, my mind is as clear as it is a victory for me, I would say.
Garcia's emotional confession painted the picture of a fighter battling more than just an opponent. Shock rippled through the boxing community, with Lou DiBella expressing disbelief that Romero outboxed Garcia. Many viewed Garcia's return against Romero as reckless, considering his year-long layoff. Bill Haney posted, "Congratulations to Devin, Rolly, and Teo for an iconic night of boxing." Meanwhile, fans and critics alike questioned Oscar De La Hoya's decision-making, especially after Garcia admitted he wasn't ready. Despite Ryan's emotional breakdown, De La Hoya dismissed the loss as not devastating, sparking outrage. Many felt Garcia was set up to fail, and now wonder if he will finally part ways with a team perceived to have prioritized business over his well-being.
How devastating?
He'll live to see another day. That's it.
How devastating of a loss is this for Ryan, man?
Not devastating at all. At all.
Why?
Win 12 rounds. He knows he's way better than that. He knows what he has to do. He knows what he has to do. So,
Do you think the Devin Haney fight probably off the table? Do you think that, or
it'll be back.
how do you?
It has to happen.
How do you think Devin looked out there, man?
Gun shy. Literally, he was running. I mean, he was scared to me.
Yeah.
Scared of getting hit.
In post-fight reactions, Garcia's team downplayed the loss, with one insider stating, "Not devastating at all. He knows what he has to do." When asked about a potential fight with Devin Haney, it was suggested that it might still happen. Bob Arum criticized Garcia's management, saying it was a mistake to face Romero without a tune-up fight after a year off. Arum highlighted how even elite fighters like Haney looked off after long layoffs, stressing that proper matchmaking is essential. "Bad matchmaking is a huge part of this game," Arum warned, criticizing the financial motivations that led to Garcia's premature return.
This is a lack of real planning. He should have had a tune-up fight first and then go into a fight with a guy like Romero. But, these fighters and the promoters get turned by the money, and they don't make really good decisions. A good decision would have been to take a tune-up fight, and then, then you move to a Romero or even a Haney or so forth. You don't go right in after a year. Look at Haney. Haney looked terrible with Ramirez because he hadn't fought in a year.
Did he seem to be gun shy? Did he seem to be worried about taking another big shot?
Who's that?
David Haney, with the way that he was moving around the
Absolutely.
ring.
You see that? I mean, I don't know how you scored because it's hard to tell. But, who's going to want to see Haney fight if he fights that way?
You want to see the rematch? After what? Yeah.
What'd you think about Teofimo Lopez? His performance?
He did okay. I mean, he did okay. But he knew he was in with Barboza, who can't break an egg. Barboza's fought so many fights for us. I don't think he's had one knockout. So Teofimo could show his whole arsenal.
Ryan Garcia has been open about his mental health struggles, revealing he's battled anxiety and panic attacks since age 17. At one point, he became obsessed with the idea he was seriously ill, turning into a hypochondriac. Rather than hide his issues, Garcia chose to be transparent, admitting his challenges instead of blaming an injury. "It was my choice," he said, acknowledging he didn't tell his team beforehand. Despite criticism, he stood by his honesty, advising others to talk to the right people and understand they're not alone. His vulnerability has sparked broader conversations about mental health in boxing.
It just was a time, obviously, in learning more about.
You go to therapy?
Yeah, I was going to therapy, and I took all the steps that I just wanted to get better, so I took every step that you could.
And who advised you to be so open about it? Because I'm sure your team was like, let's just say it's a shoulder injury, let's not talk about mental health, because again, you're the first one to do it.
Yeah.
Was it your choice?
Yeah, it was my choice. I didn't really talk to anybody about it. I just kind of told my team, like, I'm gonna just say the truth, and that's it. And we'll see.
And you still got backlash after that?
Yeah.
Jesus.
But
Of course, because there's people that have like this idea
On social media.
Well, because they really want me to, like, I'm just easy to pick on,
totally.
right?
Yeah.
Like, this kid.
Like he has everything.
Yeah.
What do you mean mental health? It's
Yeah.
like, no, you don't understand. Like,
Yeah,
that
no.
stuff-
So crazy.
But-
You're
but-
still a
stuff doesn't
human
equal
being
happiness.
first,
But the
you know?
thing is, I've struggled with it since I was 17. It was something new. It just got to like a place where, and I don't even know how it truly happened, but because I had just won the biggest fight of my life.
Which fight was that?
It was Luke Campbell, right after
Yeah.
I knocked him out.
Huge fight.
And I was on top of the world. Like, I mean, my social media numbers were even crazier than it is now, and
Was
it's
there a
crazy
big
now.
growth from that? Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. But
Was it the pressure? Is that what got to you?
no, I got to, like, I just got so lost. Like, I don't know. I can't really explain it. I just kind of like being in a maze and you don't know where to go. Like, I just couldn't keep my focus on anything, and then I just kept on thinking I was sick. I came to, like, I became like a true hypochondriac to the point where I was like, yo, I got a problem for sure. Like, and then I just kept going through that, and then more panic attacks, and I couldn't breathe half the time.
So how'd you get out of it?
Talk to the right people.
Talk to the right people.
First of all, talk to yourself.
Yeah.
And say this is an issue.
Exactly, being honest with yourself, the truth, and then conversations with people and understanding that other people have went through a similar situation. It kind of eases off that thing, I'm alone in a way. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Both Mike Tyson and Derek, Jeter weighed in on Garcia's performance, expressing disappointment. Jeter bluntly stated that Garcia didn't train properly, especially after a long layoff. Tyson, while more reserved, agreed that Garcia's preparation seemed lacking. They emphasized that Romero deserved credit for his discipline and execution, and noted that Garcia's lack of preparation played a big role in his defeat. Their views reflect the growing consensus. Poor training and inadequate focus cost Garcia the fight.
What about taking a rematch? World-class professional boxing. We'll see you all there. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. Come on, George. This team is great.
A dance partner that makes sense. Rolly don't make sense.
No.
Not really. I mean, what is he known for? Getting beat, and then not looking so good. Like, he's been on a kind of a downward spiral. He doesn't even look very confident about this fight. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you that I'm always on Rolly's team, but it just doesn't look so good right now. But hell, I'm going to tune in. Hopefully, he can pull up an upset and actually give a good fight. I just haven't seen him in one in a long time.
Teddy Atlas offered his take on Garcia's return, recognizing Romero's opportunity to shine while discussing Garcia's evolution. He noted that Garcia has matured, becoming quieter and more focused. Atlas acknowledged Garcia's past struggles with self-doubt and poor decisions, but said if he's conquered those demons, he still has potential. As for Romero, Atlas praised his skill and spirit, saying he has the tools to thrive if he maintains focus. This fight, he said, could mark a turning point for both men.
Into the ring versus Rolly Romero. Rolly gets another crack at it, another huge fight, another payday.
Does Rolly, hey, look, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I like him. He's a fighter. I like him. He's a fighter, and he's gotten a little more humble. He's quieted down. He just fights now. I like him. But let me ask you a question, Bud. Okay? Again, because I think people, if anything, they can hate me, they can like me, they can tolerate me, but they know I'm going to say what I think. And maybe what they're thinking, but they can't say. But does he have pictures on somebody? Because he keeps getting these fights. He loses the big ones, and he gives his all. I'm not knocking him, but he loses the big ones, and then he comes up and gets a big fight where obviously it passes somebody else up on the line that probably thinks, hey, wait a minute, I've been winning. I've been winning over here, and I'm not getting a shot. This guy loses when he gets them, and he gets another one. Like, what the? Like,
It's
what
amazing.
the heck? What the heck?
You go back to when he was fighting on Showbox. He fought a guy from a Dominican kid named Jackson Marinas. I thought he lost that fight. I was live at the fight in Vegas versus Ishmael Barossa. Tony Weeks gives him a gift, stops the fight. Horrible stoppage. He loses to Pitbull Cruz, to your point, to Tank Davis, and here he is again. He could talk, he could sell, right? He's got a mouthpiece on him.
And he's got Al Heyman. He's got Al Heyman. Al Heyman has helped him.
Yeah, most importantly. And an exciting style, right? He does come forward. He is strong, and he engages. So in this
he's
fight...
kind of, sometimes he's kamikaze, but yeah, he goes and, he comes and he comes and he puts it forward and he leaves it.
Romero's win over Garcia is now seen as a wake-up call for fighters and trainers. The bout emphasized the importance of discipline, preparation, and consistency. Coaches criticized Garcia's reliance on his left hook and periods of inactivity during the fight. His low punch output, just 54 over 12 rounds, was one of the lowest recorded by CompuBox. Despite the loss, Garcia showed class by congratulating Romero without making excuses, earning respect from fans and analysts. However, the official scorecards, 115-112, 115-112, and 118-109 for Romero, sparked controversy. Many questioned the judging, arguing it didn't reflect the fight's dynamics, especially with Garcia scoring an early knockdown.
A welterweight in Ryan Garcia threw just over 200 punches. All right. Now, we have heavyweight fights. We have heavyweight fights like Joe Joyce versus Filip Hrgovic, which I think were double that in a 10-round fight, and they're heavyweights, big heavyweights. I don't know what happened here. I really don't. What I will say with Rolly, right? I've said with Rolly before, and I picked Ryan Garcia massively to win this fight. Rolly has never impressed me in the slightest. In fact, I never understood why anyone thought this guy was anyway decent. I thought he lost the fight earlier in his career. I can't remember the guy's name he was in there with, but he was a very dubious decision. He looked, well, against Ishmael Barossa, a guy who was officially 40, but let's be real, was probably closer to 50. He looked terrible in that fight. He got dropped in that fight. He got stopped with one punch by Tank Davis. He got the living crap beat out of him by Pitbull last year, so much so that when they interviewed him in the post-fight, he sounded completely incoherent and out of it because he was probably concussed in that fight. And I just thought, like, this is tailor-made for Ryan Garcia. He's got the easiest fight out of them all. It's just tailor-made for him. And I thought we would see one of these three guys, Teofimo Lopez, and his fight with Barbosa was probably the most entertaining fight of the three main events. And that wasn't a great fight. It was good, but it wasn't great. This, I don't know what it was. Was it something to do with the fact that it was in Times Square? The atmosphere was not what I was expecting.
Despite Garcia's loss, Oscar De La Hoya confirmed that the rematch with Devin Haney is still on. De La Hoya insisted that the defeat wouldn't derail their plans. Rising star Keyshawn Davis backed Garcia, boldly stating that Ryan could knock out Haney in a rematch. Davis's confidence reflects a belief that Garcia can recover and still be a top contender. Meanwhile, Romero's promotion celebrated the win, claiming that Tank Davis's time is over and declaring Romero the new face of the division. These bold proclamations have stirred intense debate, with many watching to see if Romero can back up the hype in future fights.
Who's became a champ? Rolly became a champ. Ted resume is gold.
Oh.
I'm telling you, they're gonna go crazy. They gonna go
He
crazy.
did this to him. He did this to him. So what that say about it? Oh man, I can hear it now.
How about this? Every time they put Ryan Garcia in position to win a belt, he fucks up.
Damn.
Listen,
Damn. And if you say every time they put position in Rolly, he went.
Crazy. Crazy, bro. Rolly is about. Look at Devin.
Look at Devin. Look at Devin.
He shook his head because he upset. He gotta be disappointed.
There goes my fight.
He about to see the bag get down.
That wraps up today's analysis. Stay tuned for more updates and insight from the world of boxing.